The Fifine AM8 USB, Elgato Wave 3, Shure MV6 USB Rode NT USB Plus, and Fifine Amplagame A6T are the most popular gaming mics of 2025. But which is the absolute best? We are going to compare them to each other and score them in various categories, with some categories holding more weight than others. In the end, we'll decide which is the best one based on the final score, and we will declare the absolute winner. Let's dive in. First, we are going to compare them on the sound quality category, which has a multiplier of 2x. The Fifine AM8 USB delivers a surprisingly crisp and clear sound for its budget price, almost touching studio-level quality, though I found its sound profile to be slightly V-shaped, meaning the lower and higher frequencies can sometimes overpower the midtones, giving it a 7.5 out of 10. For spoken word, the Elgato Wave 3 is fantastic, providing accurate mids and highs with a smart de-emphasis on sub-bass to reduce boominess when you get close, but as a sensitive condenser microphone, I noticed it can easily pick up background noises like my mechanical keyboard if you're not careful, earning it a 9.0 out of 10. I was impressed with how the Shure MV6 USB delivered clean, professional speech recordings, and did an amazing job blocking out my loud gaming PC fan. However, the vocals can be so crisp and pronounced in the upper mid-range that they sometimes sound a bit sharp or sibilant, which is why I'm giving it an 8.0 out of 10. The Rode NT USB Plus produces absolutely excellent vocals that sound rich and detailed, with a solid low end and very little background noise, although I wish it had an on-mic gain control to better handle louder sources without clipping. It still achieves a top-tier 9.5 out of 10. Finally, the Fifine Amplagame A6T captures a pleasant and warm vocal tone that is quite clear for the price. But I had to stay very close to the microphone to get a full sound, and it still picked up a lot of my keyboard clicks, so it gets a 6.5 out of 10. With its rich, detailed performance and impressively low noise floor, the Rode NT USB Plus takes the win in this category with a score of 9.5 out of 10. Next, we're going to compare them on the build quality category, which has a multiplier of 1.5. The Fifine AM8 USB feels lightweight because of its plastic construction, and while it's solid for its very low price, I found the knobs felt loose, and the microphone mount was so floppy that it was hard to keep it in a stable position, which is why it gets a 6.0 out of 10. For the Elgato Wave 3, I was impressed by its sturdy metal and hard plastic body that feels compact and has a satisfyingly firm dial, but the included plastic mount feels a bit flimsy, which makes me worry about its long-term durability and brings its score down to an 8.5 out of 10. The Shure MV6 USB feels incredibly sturdy and punches well above its price in terms of build, with a robust construction that feels like a professional product right out of the box. However, I did miss the tactile feedback of physical gain controls, as all adjustments have to be made through software, earning it a 9.2 out of 10. With the Rode NT USB Plus, the microphone itself is an absolute tank with its all-metal body and mesh grille that has zero give, but I was really disappointed by the flimsy plastic tripod it comes with, which felt so unstable with the heavy mic that I wouldn't even recommend using it, so I'm giving it a 7.0 out of 10. Finally, the Fifine Amplagame A6T is built around a robust and durable metal frame. It includes a surprisingly stable and flexible boom arm, though the lack of an onboard gain control is a slight drawback for a package that otherwise offers incredible value, landing it at a 7.8 out of 10. The Shure MV6 USB takes the win here with 9.2 points because it simply feels like a premium, professional-grade product with a sturdy build that punches far above its price range. Next, we're going to compare them on the features and controls category, which has a multiplier of 1.5. The Fifine AM8 offers a good range of controls, including knobs for microphone and headphone volume, and a touch-sensitive mute button. But the knobs feel a bit cheap, and the mute button's placement is somewhat awkward, giving it a 7.5 out of 10. With its single multi-function dial to control gain, headphone volume, the PC mic mix, plus a convenient capacitive mute button on top, the Elgato Wave 3 is incredibly intuitive, though its all-plastic build feels less premium than I'd like, earning it an 8.5 out of 10. The Shure MV6 is packed with smart features like an auto-level mode that adjusts gain for you, a digital popper stopper to eliminate harsh sounds, and a real-time denoiser, all of which work right out of the box with a simple tap-to-mute button, which is why I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. While the Rode NT USB Plus is a simple plug-and-play microphone, with some advanced processing available through software, its complete lack of on-mic physical controls for gain or muting is a major drawback in real-world use, leading me to score it a 6.0 out of 10. Finally, the Fifine Amplagame A6T is impressively user-friendly for its price, featuring a very responsive tap-to-mute sensor on top that also controls the RGB lighting and a cleverly hidden gain control knob at the bottom, so it gets a solid 7.0 out of 10. The Shure MV6 takes the win in this category with a score of 9.5, thanks to its powerful and automatic features like auto-level mode and a built-in denoiser that make getting great audio effortless. Next, we're going to compare them on the connectivity options category, which has a multiplier of 2x. The Fifine AM8 is a standout because it offers both USB-C and XLR connections, letting me plug it straight into my PC for gaming or run it through a mixer for more advanced setups, though it's a bit of a letdown that it works with PlayStation, but not Xbox consoles. For its flexibility, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. With the Elgato Wave 3, I found its single USB-C connection to be incredibly simple for a quick setup, but its lack of an XLR port feels limiting, especially when a cheaper mic like the AM8 offers that upgrade path, making it feel less future-proof for my studio. It gets a 7.5 out of 10. The Shure MV6 provides a standard USB-C port and a 3.5mm headphone jack for monitoring, but I was disappointed to find it has no XLR output at all, which feels like a major oversight for a mic from a legendary brand and holds it back from being a truly versatile tool. This earns it a 7.0 out of 10. I appreciate that the Rode NT USB Plus comes with a clean USB-C connection and a powerful, zero-latency headphone output for monitoring my audio in real time. But like the Elgato, it locks you into a USB-only ecosystem without any possibility for an XLR upgrade down the line. So I'm scoring it an 8.0 out of 10. Finally, the Fifine Amplagame A6T is the most basic of the bunch, offering only a simple plug-and-play USB connection without a dedicated headphone jack on the mic for zero-latency monitoring, which is a feature I desperately miss for checking my levels mid-game. For this reason, it receives a 6.0 out of 10. Ultimately, the Fifine AM8 takes the win with 9.5 out of 10 points because it uniquely provides both USB and XLR outputs, offering unmatched versatility and an upgrade path that the others in this lineup simply cannot match. Finally, we are going to compare them on the value for money category, which has a multiplier of 3. The Fifine AM8 is an incredible package for the price, offering both universal serial bus and XLR outputs, which is fantastic for future upgrades. Though the all-plastic build and slightly loose control knobs remind you it is a budget microphone despite its solid audio quality, giving it a 9.0 out of 10. Next, the Elgato Wave 3 provides professional-grade features and crystal-clear audio, but its higher price and sensitivity to background noise mean its value is truly unlocked only if you plan to heavily use its powerful software mixer. Otherwise, it feels a bit expensive for just the hardware, so it gets a 7.0 out of 10. The Shure MV6 brings that sought-after warm broadcast sound and excellent background noise rejection to a more affordable price point, but the complete lack of physical controls and reliance on software for all adjustments can feel limiting and holds it back from true greatness, earning it an 8.0 out of 10. Rode's NT USB Plus is a beautifully built microphone that delivers exceptionally clean and detailed sound for a universal serial bus condenser mic. However, it simply cannot compete on value in this lineup when its premium price does not offer a proportional leap in performance over mics that cost a fraction of the price, which lands at a 6.5 out of 10. Finally, the Fifine Amplagame A6T is an absolute value king, providing not just a microphone but a whole streaming kit with a pop filter and boom arm that sounds surprisingly clear for its ultra-low price, making it the undeniable entry point for any new gamer or streamer, and for that, it gets a 9.5 out of 10. It looks like the Fifine Amplagame A6T takes the win with 9.5 points by delivering a complete, ready-to-use kit with performance that punches far above its weight class for the money. The results of our comparison show each product shines in its own way, but the Shure MV6 USB stands out with its score of 82.05. Throughout my time with the Shure MV6, its clean and professional sound quality paired with robust build made it a joy to use. The intuitive features like auto level mode and a digital popper stopper were game changers, making recording and streaming sessions more seamless. Despite the lack of physical controls, the smart features built into the software were ultimately what tipped the scales in its favor for me. Looking at the other contenders, each mic had its own merits. The Fifine AM8 USB, with a score of 81.25, offered excellent versatility with both USB and XLR outputs, while the Elgato Wave 3, scoring 79.5, impressed with its intuitive interface and crystal clear audio. The Rode NT USB Plus scored 74.0, primarily due to its build and sound quality, though at a higher price point. Finally, the Fifine Amplagame A6T, with a score of 75.7, delivered exceptional value and a complete kit that belies its budget price. Each of these mics provides something unique, and depending on what you prioritize, any could serve as a formidable tool in your setup.